Greetings, in hopes that my laryngitis will let me complete this brief quip. I'd like to show you a little stunt I use to project the next zone within which we're likely to see signals appear, and therefore the zone itself becomes an alert of sorts. This is not a formal part of M33 or its processes. This is just a little trick that I use to give myself a heads up of when changes are likely to begin to occur in a ticker's movement. It's purely geometric. There's no arithmetic part to it at all. So I'm using a ticker here called CP. I'll leave the range edges in for now. I hope they won't be too confusing. Just ignore them for the moment. The whole process consists simply of taking the existing setup and drawing a trend line in the current obvious direction. It's very rough. You know from my other videos that I'm not much of a one for razor-edged lines or averages and that sort of thing. To me, these are all simply alert zones. And what you do is you draw the current trend, and then you pick the spot furthest away from it and extend it exactly the same distance. I use the Fibonacci tool to do that. So I come down here to the furthest point away, draw it so that the green line, which is the 50%, is right on the trend line. This is the 50% fib. And look at the projection. It lands more often than not. Don't expect this to work every single time, but it's frankly astonishing how frequently that extension will show the next zone, the next area where a flip or reversal signal is likely to occur. And just in case you want to see how this looks in the full monitor, sure enough, this thing is projecting up. We're expecting something to occur around here, and sure enough, look, the momentum has begun to wane. The ticker's line has begun to bend quite hard down towards the background noise, and even the concordance in the alert panel has begun to show downward concordance in most of the shorter time frames, even if it hasn't hit the 4 hour yet. So that's it. To go back to the full price panel again, that's all you do. You look for an existing trend of candles. You draw in a trend line joining their peaks as it comes down. You wait until the price breaks through that little trend line. And at the moment where it crosses, you draw your trend line, and then you come and you measure from the furthest point away from the trend line, come up to the trend line and project it exactly the same distance. And wherever that lands is remarkably often the center line of the zone within which signals will begin to appear. And that's all there is to it. I'll remove our barbouillage, as we call it in French, our scribbling, and put it back to the standard monitor screen that you usually see with the 3 panels: the price panel, the signal panel, where you're looking for the crossover, and the alert panel that kind of shows you what's coming. And that's it for now.